Hi everyone, today I'm going to do I think at least two journals just by using envelopes. But before I'm starting with the envelopes, I've promised to show you the mandala that I started on the live on Thursday. So that's the finished mandala. And I wanted to play with it, so I wanted to show you how it came about. First of all, I photocopied it and used it. As I said, it can be used also as a background. I just want to show you. Here it is. I just photocopied it, printed the mandala, fussy cut it, put it here, done some black splatter, and then I put this is one of my drawings, and I fussy cut it. It was printed on a dictionary page. That's all the details that you can see. It was printed on a dictionary page, and afterwards I added a little bit of color just to make it a little bit more interesting. So as you can see, it can be used as a background, some decorative element. Another thing I've done is, again, printed it, and I wanted to doodle. I didn't want to doodle on this, so I just printed another one and went with a black permanent marker and added all of this, and it looks so different just by adding some details in each place and by changing to black from the silver that we have here. So lots of things to do with it. Another thing is I played with the sizes and printed on copy paper, printer paper, and I've also printed it on, this is sticker paper. So now I can cut it and use it in other art journal pages as a decorative element, or I can also send it in Happy Mail and do all kinds of stuff with it. This is just another mandala that I've printed on sticker paper. So that's about the mandala. I will put a link below for those who missed the live about how to draw this mandala. Okay, so envelopes. The only thing that is important is to use sturdy envelopes. It doesn't matter the size, it doesn't matter the color. You use whatever you like, but it's better to have sturdy paper. Now, I've done other journals on less sturdy paper. It can be done. As I showed lots of times before, you can even do a journal on a newspaper. But if I have sturdy envelopes, that's what I will do. So let's start with the bigger envelopes. And what I like to do before I start connecting the envelopes, first of all, the first one, I'm taking the flap and just doing it like this, okay? And now all the others, I'm just going to put them like that, and I will explain why. It's really easy to make a mess, and it's really easy to not connect them the same way. So whatever you do, just put them in an order so you won't make a mistake. Now, you can do as many as you want. I think I will go with 10. Let's see, I've got here 2, 4, 6. This would be the 8, so 2 more. Let's move this aside. Okay, so now they are all organized here. The only thing I'm going to do is take an envelope, and I'm going to slide the flap into the pocket of the envelope like this. And I like to leave like a millimeter between the crease here of the fold and the beginning of the envelope. It just helps to fold like this. Okay, so I already got two envelopes connected. Now I don't glue at first. I just like to connect them like this, flip it over, put another envelope in. It's really easy. Okay, sometimes it will give you a little bit of trouble sliding in, but here we go. And flipping. Now, as long as you don't make a cover for this journal, you can keep on adding envelope as you go. Okay, here we go, another one. And another one. As long as they are in the same order, in facing the same way, you won't make any mistakes. Now, if you want, you can prepare in advance and just fold this to the other side, and it would be easier when after you're sliding it in. Gives me trouble, so I'm helping it, and here we go. Okay, when all is connected, then I will go and put a little bit of adhesive. Once again, it's not that important, at least I don't think so. Here is another one that's giving me trouble sliding in, and flipping it over. Now, when you're making this kind of journal, you can decide for yourself if you want to use both sides to create an art journal page, or just one side. If you're only using one side, you can tuck here in this pocket of the envelope all kinds of stuff that you want to use. It can be like a prompt journal. Each pocket will hold things that you want to use. All the stuff that we are always piling in bins and stashes can be entered in here and then used on your art journal page. Or you can just journal on both sides, or just one side without any kind of other stuff tucked in. It's really up to you. Okay, so that's the inside of the journal. When you want to do the cover, what I do, I take this flap, go like this, okay, and put some glue. Okay, and then it's really easy. You just take anything that you want to be the cover. Let's take just some paper. I'm not doing right now the cover. I have this paper. I will measure and just glue it to the journal like this. Okay, so really easy. Right now I'm not doing that. So here are all my envelopes, and this is the first page. Here is the second page, and here I can decide if I want to put some glue and seal it, or if I want to keep it open and put some stuff in. The other thing that I usually do is I'm taking any kind of paper and I'm going to make a template for what I want to adhere here. I can art on it directly. I can do a background directly. That's why I'm most of the time I will choose sturdy envelopes, but a lot of time what I do with this kind of journals, I will take all the piles of painty paper and use them as a background. So I will take one paper, and again, this is, you decide for yourself if you want the paper to cover this whole rectangle or if you want to leave a little bit of a margin. So I can just take this and just marking with a little bit, leaving space. And I need a cutting mat. Where did I put it? Underneath piles of other stuff, as usual. Okay, so I'm just going to align it with one of the lines on the mat. It's a small mat, so it's a little bit difficult, but that's okay. I'll manage. I've got bigger ones. I just don't want right now to try and put them on the desk because I've got so many stuff going on here. Okay. Once again, aligning it. Okay. And now I've got my first background for this journal. And I left a little bit of margins here. And again, I can decide to do this side also. I can leave it be, up to you. And of course, I can decide that I want to connect it with some glue. So now that I know that everything is in place and aligned, I can just put some glue on the flap and tuck it back again. Of course, if it's easier for you, you can do it from the start, up to you. And I can take some glue. Now I'm not going to adhere it, but I can take some glue and adhere it, but this is what I'm going to use as a template for the other pages. So I've got all kinds of painty papers. Let's see. I can choose now where I want it and just cut to size. So here we are, just one more, and let's see, here is another one, and that's just goes on and on until you've got enough for your journal. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to continue cutting painty papers to be my background. And then I think I'll do a cover. Now, doing this is the same, it's the same thing with this kind of envelope. It doesn't matter what kind of envelopes you have. it would be the same thing. I will take one, flip the first one like this, and now I will do the same thing, all the envelopes the same way, so I won't make a mistake. Like so. And as I said, if you want, you can in advance flip it to the other side. It will just help fold it afterwards. I can already, if I'm sure, I can already put some glue. It doesn't need a lot of glue. And once again, just sliding it inside. Now, if you've got glue, it will sometimes make it harder to slide in depending on the glue, but here we go. Okay, so just helping it. You see how quickly you make a journal from envelopes. This can be also a really nice gift, because you can do all kinds of stuff. You can send it in Happy Mail just with just the backgrounds and give it to someone else to art in it. So one of these will probably go in a Happy Mail. You see how quick it is? And there are so many kind of envelopes out there that don't cost a lot of money, so you can really have a play with it and it won't be expensive. Another thing that I've done with this kind of thing, with small envelopes, this is something that I like to do. I'm creating a multiple greeting card. So it's a greeting card from the whole family, depending on the occasion. The whole family can, each one has a page or a greeting card for that matter, and it's creating a multiple greeting card, and everything is stuck together, so the receiving person doesn't have to deal with lots of greeting cards, and he has something for safekeeping. Here we go, last one. Okay, here we go. This is here. Here we go. Okay, and I can take this and go, as I said, when it's finished, I'm just going with this flap and just going to adhere it, and that's what makes the journal. Okay, let's take some clip just to hold it. Here we go. So I'm going to cut some more painty papers and I'll be back. Okay, so after you cut all the pages that you want to adhere, what I like to do is go around each one with a black ink pad and just go over the edges. Now it's a nice finish, and I don't always do it. It depends if I have the patience or not. So I just like how it looks. You don't have to darken the edges. It's really up to you. I always have a cheap black ink pad just for this, because in time the pad here will get scratched. So always a cheap one for this kind of thing. So I've got all of this, and before I forget, in this kind of journal, this first page, okay, and this last page are going to be adhered to your cover. So I don't need to glue here one of my painty papers, because this is going to be glued to the cover. Let's see, that's the right way. And what I'm going to do now is just use this silicone glue to adhere it to this page. Again, you can do both sides. You can take one big painty paper and do a double spread. It's really up to you. I'm doing now just one side. Now, as long as I'm not intending to use a lot of wet media on top of this background, I'll just glue like this. Use a silicone glue over the edges, and that's it. If I think I'm going to use a lot of wet media, like if I want to start gluing paper napkins to this background, then I would take the time, take white glue and go over all the surface, because if you use wet media and only your edges are adhered, the paper will rise, because it will get water in all places, and only part of the areas are glued. So just so you will know, since I am not planning of using a lot of wet media on top, I'm just doing this and putting the glue on the edges and going very quick about it. Now, if you like, you can also round the corners if that's something that appeals to you. For a more finished look, you can use something like that to round the corners. I want to glue this quickly and do at least a cover for the other mini journal that I've done from the brown craft paper envelopes. Just so you can see how easy it is made. No. Yeah. Sometimes I have a direction that I like the paper to be. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Some of my painty papers are on thick paper, some on thin paper. I really don't care. I just want to use them and have fun with it. This is from my notebook for a leftover paint. As I told you before, sometimes these are the best painty paper that I have just from using leftover paint from other projects. Next. You see how quick it is? Quick and easy. Anyone can do it. Some of this painty paper are from a long time ago. I don't even remember how I've done them. I think this is from scraping chalk pastels and activating with water. Haven't done it in a long time. Maybe I need to do a page with the to demonstrate it. Okay. Here we go. This is one. Here is the brown envelopes that I already put the painty papers inside. Now I took this and cut it to size. I picked it randomly, just so you know. Again, now I can do a cover that goes like this, okay, and cut it here, and I can do a cover that goes like this. It's really up to you how you want to make your cover. And I just want to round the corners. I think it would be nicer, and I'm thinking of going again around. This corner is giving me trouble. Okay, I'm going to go around. I think it would be a nice finish. This paper was done with a first stenciling with gesso, so there will be an resist effect, and then I went over with either Brussels or my homemade sprays. I don't remember which I used here. Brussels are a watercolor pigment, and my homemade sprays are made from gel food coloring with water. Okay, so yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue here, just making sure it's in place, putting some glue here. And for the finish, I'm thinking instead of ribbon, I'm thinking jute will go better here with these colors. So let me grab something, or maybe either jute or macrame, a string, I don't know what to call it. Let's see. So jute or this jute. Okay, I'm thinking of doing it on a double, so I need to go around, but it needs to be more than around because I want something to tie it. Yeah, I think I make it longer and then I'll just cut it if it needs to be cut, if it's too long. Okay, let's see. What kind of of closure do I want to do? Maybe just tie it. Let's see. I haven't planned on it, so now I'm just wondering what kind of closure do I want. Something like that. Yeah, maybe. Not sure. Now, most of the time, if I'm using something like this or a ribbon, I will put a little bit glue here just so the ribbon or this or the twine won't go somewhere else and will always be connected to the journal. Okay, so this is it. That's how it looks. And as I said, it can be like this. You can do both sides. It's really up to you to decide what you like. And it can be like this and just tuck in all kinds of stuff here. You see? Very easy. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.